everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Brianna Lentz and I'm so glad you're here because that means that you are here to learn. Well, first of all, hi, I'm just glad you're here in general. Also, I'm so excited because this means that you're wanting to learn crochet. Crochet is one of my favorite things. So if you haven't seen any of my previous videos, please go and hit the playlist that I have listed down below. It'll go to what are the fiber arts, class 1, class 2, how to hold your yarn, how to hold your hook, and how to do the chain. This is class 3 for fiber arts beginner crochet, and today we are going to be learning the single crochet, which is one of the most basic crochet stitches and one of the most commonly used stitches, especially if you are learning how to crochet to make amigurumi. Today we're going to be doing the single crochet, and it is a wonderful, wonderful stitch. Like I said, it is one of the most well-used stitches. So last week we learned how to chain. Okay, so we learned how to do the slip knot, right? If you didn't watch my video from last week, I'll go ahead and do that again. I have the tail towards me, my working yarn that is being worked. Behind me, I wrap around 2 fingers, and I'm going to hook that. Now I've pulled up a loop, and I just pull taut. Not super tight, but just tight enough, okay? I like to do my slip knots that way, and I like to teach people to do their slip knots that way because it is very helpful when you learn how to do the magic ring, which is a very useful tool to learn. Also, because of how I hold my yarn, I always take my ring off and put it right there where I can see it, because I like to tension my yarn just like this. I go under, over, under, over. So yeah, this is how I hold my yarn every single time, and this causes tension, so that way I have something that holds the yarn for me while I'm working. So let's go ahead to get started. We are going to chain 21. So 1, I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay? And the reason why I have you chain 21 is because we are going to do 20 single crochet across, but we are going to be doing a stitch. So that 21st chain acts as, it gives the chain height, okay? Otherwise, if you were to try to work in the first stitch, it's very, very tight. So now that we have our first 21 chains, there are 2 ways that you can work into your chain. Okay, I'm going to show you. You can work through your V's back here. So if you look, each stitch has 2 V's, 2 V's, 2 V's. So this is actually the second, well, the 20th chain, right? But this is the second chain from the hook, which is what you'll see in patterns. It'll say start in the second chain from the hook. So this is your first chain from the hook. This is your second chain from the hook. And you can shove your hook through both legs of your work right here, okay? I don't like to do that, so I'm not going to show you how to do that. I'm going to actually work through, flip my chain over, and work in the bumps on the back side. And this, to me, is so much easier. Also, it gives you a very clean edge, because if you're working upwards, this is your edge while you're working in the bumps. Otherwise, this side is your edge. Okay, I know, it's kind of confusing, but so you have your chains. You're going to flip your work over, and you're going to work in the second bump. So this is the second bump, and I'm going to stick my chain, my hook in there. Okay. I actually did my chain again because I did it a little too tight, and I wanted to make sure you could see what I was talking about. So this is my first chain right here. This is the second. So I'm going to stick my hook in that second chain, okay, from the hook. I have it in. I'm going to yarn over, pull through, just like we learned when we were chaining, okay? Now I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through, okay? We have just made our first single crochet. I'm going to show that to you again. Also, if you have a stitch marker, which you should, because this was in my class supply list, put your stitch marker right here. Now, if you're just doing this to learn the single crochet, that's fine, but I think that it's valuable for you to use your stitch marker for the first time so that way you can keep track of your work and your stitches. All right, so first stitch made. Now, we're going to go into the next one. Same thing, okay? Going to put the hook inside that bump. We're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Second stitch made. We're going to continue. I'm going to do it again. Put your stitch in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Now, if you'll notice, as I'm working my hands in tandem. Now, you can start doing this off the bat. This might be something that as you continue to go, you will learn to do. This causes less stress on your wrists, okay? And it will allow for speed to come. So I have my hook in, I rock my hand, my left hand towards me. Another stitch made. Do you see why it would be valuable to go ahead and put my stitch marker here to notate my first stitch made? Because if I were following a pattern, I would want to come back and know where my first stitch made is. It took no time at all to go ahead and place that stitch marker there, but we'll save so much time and take out so much question in the equation later, okay? All right, so let's continue on. I am making sure that my chain is not twisting as I work. If your chain twists as you work, your work will not be neat, all right? If that happens as you're learning, great. Okay, just move on and continue working on your single crochets. But if it doesn't twist, well then good, okay? Because you want to keep your work straight. You do not want to have a twisted chain as your foundation, because otherwise that's messy and it's not correct. You want to keep your work straight. Okay, so if your chain does end up twisting the first or second or third type, projects, that's okay, accept it, move on, and try again next time, okay? Because you're learning something new. But realize that your work should not be switching. You have to either commit to working in the back bump all the way across, or you have to work in the the V's of the chain all the way across, okay? You have to commit to one or the other. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches made. So again, I'm holding my work with it taut for me to have control as I'm working. I'm holding the chain with my middle finger and my center finger. This is keeping everything exactly how I want it. So if I move my hands, this work doesn't move. That's another way that I can keep my work from twisting on me, is to have what's called positive control. And I know, depending on what age you are, if you're younger or a little bit older, that might be a little bit hard for you to do right now. So just do the best that you can, okay? So again, I'm going to take my chain right here, the back bump, and I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and single crochet made, okay? Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And we're just going to continue working our way down. If at any point you would like to see this at a slower speed, you have the ability to do that in your settings option for this video, whether you're watching my video on a TV, a smartphone, an iPad, what have you, on a computer, okay? You have that ability. If you feel like I'm going way too slow, you can also speed up my video, okay? So right now, this is my first row of single crochets, okay? And I'm constantly making sure I'm going through the back, not one of the legs. Okay, now I'm on my last stitch, okay, right here. So I've got to insert right here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Now I'm going to pull this up so that way I don't accidentally pull out any stitches. I'm going to go back and I'm going to count my work. So I should have 20. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now how I'm counting is I'm counting the V's, okay? So each set of V is 1. So I've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And I'm going to go ahead after I make my first stitch for the next row. I have another stitch marker and I'm going to do that same thing because look at how easy it is to notate my first stitch. Also, it helps me know which way my yarn should be, okay? So if I were following a pattern, like my free pattern for the single crochet washcloth, okay, that you have provided in class, and if you would like a copy, a free downloadable copy, you can go ahead and hit the link down below to briannalentz.com. There'll be a free downloadable copy there. Okay, you're going to chain 1. Okay, you're going to chain 1, and you're going to turn your work just like that. Okay, let me do that again. So here is where we left off. Okay, you're going to chain 1. And you want it to be uniform. You don't want it to be super tight and you don't want it to be super big, okay? You want it to be just like how your other stitches look. So chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to work in that first stitch. But now you're going to insert your hook through your first stitch, which is those first 2 V's, okay? And you are going to make your first single crochet, all right? I'm going to put my stitch marker and then I'll repeat that with you a couple more times. All right, so I notate my first stitch. So do you see that stitch right there? Those two, the front and back leg. Okay, I'm going to insert my hook under both of them. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through. Don't do it too tight. Don't do it too loose. Again, put your hook through the front and back of that next stitch. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through, and continue. And just keep going. Make sure that you put your your crochet hook just through that stitch, pull through. All the way across. Okay, I'm nearing the end. I've got 3 more stitches. I've got 1, 2, 3. So let's go ahead and finish strong with these last 3 stitches. So 1, okay, I'm going to insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, all the way through. Now I'm on my last one right here. And I'm going to go through both of those legs, just like that. Okay, now I'm at the end of my work, so what am I going to do? I'm going to chain 1, turn my work over, I'm going to work back the other side, I'm going to insert my hook in that first stitch. Single crochet made, and I'm going to move my stitch marker to that first stitch, just like that, okay? And I'm going to continue working all the way across, okay? And you will have made the single crochet. All right, I hope that was helpful to you guys. You guys can do it. Just practice, practice, practice. Don't give up. And I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Hello.
Stop being stubborn.
Hey, everybody. My gosh.